Welcome back to the Beast Game Podcast, and Disney Plus is back with another Star Wars show, Andor, which is kind of a, I guess, prequel to Rogue One, or at least elements of Rogue One. Cassian Andor, I would consider him a throwaway character. Like, that's not the person I think about when I think about Rogue One, but he has his own show, Big Mike, who has now leveled up, so we just refer to him as Big Mike the Don. The other day, I was heading down to the bodega for pastrami and rye and a quart of water. When I see everybody running away, even the bodega cat running away, shaking their head like, yo, he tripping, man. Off in the distance, I hear Big Mike saying, I'm the best trapper ever. I'm Frank Lucas, I'm Bumpy Johnson. They don't make them like us. I'm from their cloth. You think you Nino? No, you know Nino. I'm Nino. I got the Carter. I put whole cities on lockdown. Don't nothing move unless I say so. Because my dope boy games are ridiculous. My bank account's incredible. My trap house is impregnable. I'm ferocious. I want to send shooters to your crib, surround the place. Then I hop out the Bentley wearing Gucci flip-flops, drinking a mango Capri Sun, saying you only got 1 minute to get outside before it gets ugly, because I'm a street god.
Oh, man. Intros are impeccable.
So, Big Mike the Don, what did you think of Andor? So it's only 3 episodes right now, but what do you think of Andor?
So I didn't think it was bad. I will say that. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's better than Mandalorian.
Definitely not Obi-Wan, at least the good parts of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I would say it's not better than Obi-Wan either. You could argue it's better than Book of Boba Fett, especially a couple episodes.
Yes.
When they even announced the show, I didn't understand why they went with this character, per se, out of everybody from Rogue One. I said, well, how did you just land on him?
Man, Matt Mikkelsen probably could have had a prequel show. That would make more sense. Go ahead.
It's Star Wars, so of course I want to watch it. I guess you could say pleasantly surprised. Like I said, the show's not bad.
And I mean, this is also kind of like that core time period where Luke would still be alive, like young Luke, and Han Solo, Leia, adults. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it's also one of those things like we've talked about before, where you don't necessarily have to focus on the Skywalkers, but there's so much from that time period and that whole storyline, different characters and stories you could pull from that are just frankly better than all the new stuff that they've tried to develop. And so I think that might be another reason that they went this route. It does feel a little bit more adult, I should say, compared to other stuff. Even just some of the subject matter and things that happen. Like I saw one post today that was talking about, I guess it would technically be a spoiler, saying that was the first time there was sex in Star Wars. And of course, people were like, well, what do you mean? Because you got Luke and Leia and all that. And I get what they're saying, but I think it was like probably one of the first times on screen you kind of knew for a fact that's what was going on. Definitely more adult theme. Even when Cassian Andor, the issue that arises that causes him to kind of be a quote unquote fugitive, the way that whole situation kind of played out was a little bit more adult themed compared to other stuff in Star Wars.
Basically, the Cassian Andor has a female friend. The female friend has a boyfriend who is jealous and winds up kind of turning Cassian Andor in.
All these different themes are kind of different. I was real curious as to why they went 3-episode premiere. Like I thought it was a little odd because usually I know with Disney Plus kind of like 1 episode or maybe 2.
And like, how many episodes is it total? Because it was assumed either 6 or 8, right?
Yeah, and see that was the other thing. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna come out the gate with 3 episodes. Usually the most is usually about 8 episodes. But if you're gonna come with 3 already, I would think that maybe we're looking at 9 or 10. But I haven't seen the schedule yet. I didn't go and look at it.
Looks like 12.
Oh wow!
So a lot of it is written either by Tony Gilroy or Dan Gilroy. Some elements of the Bourne. One of them also rewrote Solo, I believe. I'm not sure if it was Tony Gilroy or Dan Gilroy, because it's 3 of them, 3 brothers, but I'm not sure which one of them did it, but probably certain one of them did. But
12 episodes, that's a lot.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to end. Yeah, it looks like it's going to end in November.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay. After watching the 2nd episode, I understood why they went with 3, because I think if you would have left it like the premiere episode was 1 and then 2.
Oh, yeah, it was trash.
2, I think you would have lost your audience. And I think whoever watched that and recognized, we need to give them a 3rd episode. Because, like I said, that 2nd episode, you would have lost a lot of people. And then that third episode, easily the best one out of the three. I was like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah,
This
because
is actually
the
pretty
I
good.
didn't see the third episode yet, but I watched the first two, and I would consider the first one. It seemed like it was short, and it was like maybe 35 minutes,
Yep.
and then not much happens in the second episode,
No.
and then I just kind of got busy, and I'll probably watch the third episode, but it was just like his character. There could have been other people that you went with from that era, or like from Rogue One, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, I would strongly suggest watch that third episode.
Okay.
Because that third episode was the episode that had me like, okay, I will watch the rest of the series now. If the rest of the series is anything like that episode, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. I was actually kind of surprised at how they executed some of the stuff that they did, as far as just like sequences and stuff like that. And to me, it was actually kind of creative because the one thing that I'm liking is the use of the practical effects for Star Wars. Even though it's still a lot of special effects, they still have some stuff that's practical. Everything doesn't have to be lightsaber and force, and it still comes off as really good. And to me, the third episode, whoever came up with I guess you could say it's kind of like the big climatic scene. Whoever came up with that, to me, knows action movies in a way, and that was a really well thought out thing to me. I really enjoyed that scene. Like, I wanted to go back and watch it again. I know I will, just because I was really like, I'm kind of surprised it's a Star Wars show, but that to me was really good. So that had me bought in of, all right, I don't know why y'all went with this character, but I'm on board to see what the reasoning is and what's up with this dude altogether. If this is how this is about to go. Because, like I said, that first episode was good. The second one lost me. I was like, really, this is how we going? Mm-mm. It almost felt like that Book of Boba Fett episode where it was like, okay, guys, we're going to throw the Mandalorian here because we know the rest of the shit ain't really that good.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that's how this is about to go. And then that third episode came, and I'm like, okay, we might be working with something now. 12 episodes, that means we got 9 left. So
At some point, probably the middle of the season might be slow.
probably. It also depends on who all is going to be making appearances or who they're going to show up. Because I already saw Forrest Whitaker in one of the trailers. So
Yeah, and I
I
think
know Saw Gerrera is going to be there.
like whoever the chick that ran the Star Destroyer, because swore she was in something like a promo or something that I saw.
Diego Luna, I don't really know too much about him, but his acting was better than acting we've seen in other shows. Definitely better than some of the ones in Obi-Wan.
Guy that's basically the main antagonist, I don't like his acting.
That's the young white dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is. I can see why you say that. When I was watching it, his character was almost forgettable for me.
The actor's name's Kyle Sola, and
What's he been in?
he has not been in much. He was in The Fifth Estate, Anna Karina. Oh, he was in Fury. That was a good movie. And he's done a lot of TV and theater. So that's all I can say. But I don't like him. I don't like him. And Adria Jonah, she's been in a whole bunch of stuff. She was in Morbius. That's where I remember her from. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which is getting a sequel.
Yeah, I didn't even read the article. I just saw what you said, and I said, really? Because I sat here on the machine one day and watched it, and she said something to me, and I was just like, I don't know, babe. I said, she's like, what did you think? I said, I don't really think anything right now. I said, I'm still just, I said,
how did this get greenlit and released, and someone didn't say like, yeah, we should burn this like Warner Brothers burns TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it, and the only thing I kept saying was, you should have just went and had Marvel take care of this. But I'm gonna be honest, even now when I say that statement, part of me is like, I don't know if you even should have done that, because that'd be a whole nother podcast. I'm not off Marvel, like I'm still the Marvel person, but I ain't the happiest person in the world either. I will admit that wholeheartedly.
But wrapping up on Andor, so you said that you're obviously looking forward to the, I guess, other 9 episodes of the later season. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. I think for me, this is just a little too much Star Wars. I really think that they should have put all their focus on Obi-Wan, and that was it. or at least it for the year, and then
Still don't understand fully why this was a project they decided to greenlight, other than, and you probably would say the same thing, of Disney just saying we have to have something here.
yeah, I mean that's what it feels like. And I haven't seen the third episode, but I mean, it looks like they're using that like whatever that surround technology to just kind of make everything look like, oh well, you're off in some distant land. There's not much going on, at least in those first two episodes, other than like kind of interior scenes. Again, when I think about Rogue One, I don't think about him. I think about the droid. I think about Jenna Erso, Darth Vader, and that bad Grand Moff Tarkin. Pretty sure Disney could fix that now. I mean, it seemed like they could have go back and here's the remastered version of Rogue One, and we've improved the technology to make it really look like he's human. And I think Uncanny Valley stuff. But go ahead.
Honestly, the slate could have been Obi-Wan, and looking at the Mandalorian season 3 trailer, we'd have been good waiting until that came out without this, because then I think after that would be more than likely Ahsoka. So
yeah, I mean, because Boba Fett was just a waste of time. I mean, again, we didn't even do a final podcast on that just because why? There's no point. But then the Mandalorian, great. Boba Fett, not so much. Obi-Wan was good but uneven, mainly because of the arc of the villain,
right,
and the poor acting of the villain. Also, then it's like Ashoka. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring it with that.
Favreau called it Dave Filoni's. I want to say he called it his magnus opus. From what he's seen and read, Filoni is trying to make his masterpiece, so to speak.
I mean, mainly because they're bringing back, well, Jedis in Star Wars. Yeah, other than what we got from Luke in a couple episodes, this is going to be full on Jedi. A Jedi at their peak, hunting down a villain at their peak. Unlike Obi-Wan, but
yeah, and Hayden's back for Ahsoka too. So everybody's been saying it's going to be real interesting how that's going to be. I mean, I assume Ahsoka's going to see his Anakin's Force Ghost, but I don't know. We'll see.
Or probably some flashbacks.
Yeah.
It's probably going to start off in a flashback when she's a Padawan and something. I don't know. But, all right.